Throughout the whole process, we were both so excited, went to all the doctor's appointments together. Everything looked great throughout the entire pregnancy. There was never any health issue until she was born. We were in shock. We actually went to the hospital without a hospital bag. We were both wearing our suits. I had my notes for a closing argument that I was going to give that morning in a trial. We went there thinking we'd be leaving just a couple hours later after we got cleared to go. They told us, no, your baby's coming now, and I think the exact words were before breakfast. We were terrified. Frankly, I didn't know if she would survive. It was so early. So when we walked into the NICU, she's in this incubator. She's hooked up to all of these tubes and wires and machines, and it was terrifying.
When you imagine that you're going to see your baby for the first time, it's in your arms, and looking down at this beautiful newborn baby. The first time that we really saw Mia, she had all these wires and tubes attached to her. We didn't know at that point how bad the situation was, whether this was going to be a couple days or a couple months. And it was heartbreaking.
Mia had to go through a lot of things to be able to come home. One thing that was happening with her quite a bit in the NICU, especially over the first month, was something called bradycardia episodes, where she would stop breathing, her heart would slow to a stop, she would turn blue, alarms would go off, the nurses would run in, they'd have to revive her. It was the scariest thing that has ever happened to our family. We felt like we were losing her every single time, and it happened a lot over the first few weeks. I would go and spend all day, every day with her. And it was just one day in July. We'd been there for about 2 months, and the doctors came in on their rounds and they said, "You get to bring Mia home today." Sorry. Like it wasn't the most amazing sentence that's ever been uttered in the entire world. And it was a surprise to us, and we were so happy. We were overwhelmed. Mia is a total ham. She loves the camera. She loves to laugh. She loves to make us laugh. She's always doing things to try to make us laugh. She tells her own jokes, which make no sense, but she thinks they're hilarious, and we do too. March of Dimes is an organization that has done so much for our family. When we first arrived at the NICU, we had a packet of information that was there waiting for us, and it had phone numbers, resources, people we could talk to, information that we didn't have, and providing support for us at this incredibly vulnerable time in our lives was just so important to us. And once we got out of the NICU, we learned about some really amazing research that March of Dimes funded, including research for something called surfactant, which is a drug that was given to Mia to develop her lungs because they were so premature.
What I found really incredible about March of Dimes is that it's a support system for the family and for the baby. So there's all the medical advances that have been made with regard to premature babies. March of Dimes is responsible for a lot of that. And Mia might not be where she is today if it wasn't for those medical advances. But I can tell you that Kelly and I wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for the support that March of Dimes gave our family to help lift us up during such a traumatic experience. So the fact that we get to support other people and be a crutch for them, I think it's the least that we can do.